You see, when I was a kid in the 90s, Rhinar, pronounced Rhinar, was a common name to hear around where I grew up. Albeit it was people in their 30s and 40s that had that name. Because of that, I was actually very disappointed to find out that the other Purely Brute's name was Kayo and not Connie, Uwe or Money. Sorry to say, but you kinda missed the mark here, Legend Story Studios. Be that as it may, I still decided to build a Brute deck. You know, new hero and new class for the channel and all that. I wanted to make this a 100% Brute only deck. Well, equipment not included because that's not quite possible yet. Honestly, I only wanted to earn some bonus roleplay points for staying in character. If I had to pick a card to describe the playstyle of this deck, it would be Smashed with Big Tree. That is all we ever do. Take a big attack, make it bigger and smash. And use Intimidate to make sure our opponents won't get a chance to block the incoming damage. And since this is all it takes to explain the game plan, let's take a look at the cost of the deck. It comes in for a total of 420. That makes Arcane Lantern look kinda suspicious. And now, on to our hero. Rhinar, of course, has 4 intelligence and 20 health. Oh god, more 420. Whenever we discard a card with 6 or more attack on our turns, we intimidate our opponent. That means our opponent has to banish a random card from the hand until the end of the turn. Discarding cards is of course a theme of the deck, and of our 28 attacks, 28 have 6 or more attack. With that in mind, my genius math-minded brain tells me chances are pretty good that we discard at least one of these. I'd say there's roughly a 50-50 chance here, either we discard one or we don't. Our weapon is Ravenous Meat Axe. For 2 resources we can attack for 3 damage. When we attack with it, we get to draw a card and then discard a card at random. If that card was an attack that deals at least 6 damage, Ravenous Meat Axe gains +2 attack. I chose this over Romping Club because with Meat Axe we can potentially even turn a 1-card hand into a 5 damage attack with an Intimidate trigger. We also have a second weapon in our arsenal though. Mandible Claw deals 3 damage and costs 2 to activate. It also gains Go Again if we have discarded a card with 6 or more attack that turn. The reason we play this weapon is simple. It's one-handed. That allows us to get up to 3 Arcane Barrier without swapping out too much of our equipment for Null Rune gear. In our offhand we can now use Arcane Lantern, and we also have Null Rune gloves and hood to bring us up to the desired 3 AB. Otherwise our main equipment is as follows. Bone Vizier has 1 armor, and when it is destroyed we reveal the top card of our deck. If it has 6 or more attack we leave it on the top. Otherwise we put it on the bottom. Blade Break will make sure it gets destroyed when we block with it. Barkbone Strapping has 1 armor as well, and also an instant ability. We can destroy it to roll a 6-sided die. We then gain resources equal to half the number rolled that way, rounded down. Since it has Battle Worn, it stays equipped even after we've blocked with it. And since it's now legal to have any number of rares out of the 11 weapons and or equipment pieces we run, we also use Beaten Trackers as our 3rd rare. Whenever we discard a random card with 6 or more attack, we can destroy them to gain an action point. And like Barkbone Strapping, it has 1 armor and Battle Worn. Our hand slot is the Go Big Commoner Goat Goliath Gauntlet. Destroy to make your next 2+ cost attack deal +2 damage. Go again. It's as simple as that. Now let's shift our focus to the deck. As there are only 2 things we do in this all gas no brakes list, let's split it into 2 sections. First attack buffs and then attacks. Awakening Bellow costs 1 and gives the next brute attack action card we play that turn +3, 2 or 1 attack. Go again. As you might have noticed, we play all colors. The pro of this card is we don't have to discard a card to play it, so we can control our turn a bit better. It also has Intimidate built in, so we don't need Rhinar's trigger. On the other hand, the buff value isn't quite as high as it is on Primeval Bellow, of which we run all colors as well. It costs 0 resources, but as an additional cost to play it, we need to discard a card at random. But with this we might get an Intimidate trigger through Rhinar. Fingers crossed. With Primeval Bellow, we give our next brute attack +5, 4 or 3 attack. That includes our weapons as well. Go again. On to our long list of attacks. Bare Fangs and Wild Ride both let us draw a card first, then discard a card at random. If a card with 6 or more attack was discarded that way, Bare Fangs gains an additional 2 attack for a total of 8, while Wild Ride still deals 6 but also gains Go Again. Madcap, Muscle, Savage Swing and Wrecker Romp each want us to discard a card at random as an additional cost to play them. If the discarded card has 6 or more attack, Madcap Muscle deals 3 additional damage for a total of 9. The red and yellow Savage Swing attack for either 7 or 6 but only costs 1 resource. And even the blue version of Wrecker Romp still deals 6 damage, with the yellow and red versions of course dealing 7 and 8. All of that for 2 resources, in addition to discarding the card of course. The red Predatory Assault and yellow Riled Up both have effects if we've discarded a card with 6+ attack beforehand. Predatory Assault gains Dominate and strikes for 6, and Riled Up then deals 7 instead of 6 damage. The red Pack Hunt and red and yellow Smash Instinct have Intimidate. Pack Hunt attacks for 6, the red Smash Instinct swings for 7, while the yellow version hits for 6 as well. And last but not, actually you know what? Last and least, we have the yellow Smash with Big Tree. It deals 6 damage and has a flavor text. That wraps up my first Brute deck tag. If you enjoyed this deck tag and want more of it, then please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, because there will be a lot more deck tags for all kinds of formats on a budget coming your way. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.